we're back to talking about Iron Widow, and we're gonna talk about Heavenly Tyrant, which is supposed to be the sequel to the first book. I already have a very long review out about of this book. I will link it below. So enjoy an extremely long review. I haven't even I haven't put it together because I have like two different videos and I will be putting them together. So yeah, it's definitely long. So enjoy that. But I want to make one prediction really fast before reading the synopsis, which I've read. Heavenly Tyrant sounds like it was something that was made, that was a title based on the fact that there is something called in Iron Widow the Heavenly Court. So at the end of Iron Widow, by the way, spoilers. I'm gonna go into spoilers for Iron Widow as I'm talking about this stuff. So at the end of Iron Widow, in the epilogue, when Jetian basically conquered everything, and she was trying to take Li Shamin or whatever, she is informed that Li Shamin was like taken, and it seems to have been the gods. So we are told about these gods that were not even set up. They were just mentioned once, and they just barely show up at the end. And basically, they apparently it looks like they took Li Shamin, and they just say, and a thing appears in her tablet where by the end of this, we also find out that the Hundans, the one that they were, those that they were attacking, they were fighting for a while. It turns out that the planet that they are in, Huasha, basically is not their native planet. Somehow they got dropped into this planet, and then they've just, I guess, been fighting the Hundans for a while, and they were just, and the Hundans were the natives whom that's who they were killing. And it turns out, and after that, she gets this message in the tablet with the gods, who basically say they are able to bring Li Shamin back to life, and that they have Li Shamin. They show her like I think a tank where there are like there's like a set of lungs, I think a couple of other things. I think there's even a rib and everything, and they have him in this tank, and apparently they can bring him back to life. But she has to do their bidding, and they do say that if she doesn't, that they at the Heavenly Court will have to get rid of her. But they tell her that if she listens to them like the other sages did and do their bidding, that they will give her back the person she loves. Now, I think that maybe this is possible, that they can get the person she loves. Now, it's either going to be a resurrection, or it's going to be completely different from Li Shamin, and she's going to have to kill him. Although the way that this author has it written, I feel like it actually might be resurrection. So I feel like that's what Heavenly Tyrant is based on, and I find it kind of interesting. So we get a quote here in the beginning of the synopsis. The false ruler Lady Wu has an unpleasant personality and a lowly birthright. So she is, in the book, we do learn in Iron Widow that Jetian is from a village. She is from a frontier, she's from a village, and she does have an unpleasant personality. I can attest to that as a reader. She has the heart of a snake or lizard and the nature of a wolf. So in the book, we're supposed to believe she's politically savvy because her boyfriend, who visits her once a week, lets her use his tablet. It's very hard to kind of get around it. It's very hard to believe because there's only so much you can learn once a month. She is hated by both men and gods, and heaven and earth cannot allow her to exist. Except that the gods seem to be working with her in a way. The gods in the book basically say that if she does their bidding, we are going to get, that she's going to get Li Shamin. Now, is there going to be a time skip in this sequel? Because if it is, then we're going to get a lot of summarizing. Then we're going to get at least some summarizing of what happened. Because there was summarizing of certain things in the book, which I didn't mind. Like, there were conversations that were just summarized and like that were started and then just summarized and all that stuff. And I didn't mind. So I think if we have a time skip, there might be some summarizing that is going to happen. So I am not sure why I can see why men would hate her gods and seemingly some other women as well by like everything. So I'm just curious how that would be turned out. After suffering devastating loss and making drastic decisions, Zetian finds herself at the seat of power in Huasha. So, devastating loss? It felt kind of devastating. I felt something, but not for Zetian. I was just sad that Li Shamin died. He was more interesting than her. Um, so yeah, now she's in power because she took everything by force. But her world is not as it seems, and revelations about an enemy more daunting than she imagined forces her to share her power with a dangerous man she can no longer simply remove from her way. So it looks like this makes it sound like in the second book she's gonna have a hard time with the Emperor. So in Iron Widow, they have this Emperor who basically froze himself until the cure for flower pox came, and he what the hell? Sorry. And apparently the he survived frozen for 221 years, and now he's there. So the question is though, is he her enemy or is someone else her enemy? It might be someone else, and she's using him or helping her or whatever. So it's possible that that's a thing that kind of happens. And it sounds like she's gonna have it might be that she is gonna have a difficult time with um that she's gonna have a difficult time ruling, and it might be that she's gonna have oh my god okay, it might be that she's gonna have a difficult time ruling uh yeah, okay, it seems like it seems like she might be having a difficult time ruling because she has some enemy. The question is the enemy the Emperor or is it going to be someone else? So it might sound like she's going to have a difficult time with that, and I'm looking to see tension if I get it. However, I'm not gonna get my hopes really high because honestly I got them really high for Iron Widow and got disappointed. Despite having vastly different ideas than him on what they are to each other and how the world should change, Jetian must join him in a dance of truth and lies and perform their roles to perfection in order to take down their common enemy and get back the loved one she lost. So this sounds like the enemy, like the quote unquote daunting enemy, is a common one, which I think is interesting. So it seems like the gods are gonna get involved even though they promised her otherwise. I find this really interesting. I find this extremely interesting. I think it has potential, but I'm not gonna get my hopes up because I got my hopes up once and got disappointed and I'm sad. I was like very excited. So I think I won't get my hopes up. I think what I'm going to do is just wait and see what happens, but I can't get my hopes up for this. Now, the description is not it doesn't seem to be complete. So what I will do is I will be checking the description once in a while, and if there is and if there's more added, I will do another blind anticipates video in order to talk about it. But so far, it sounds like it would have a lot of potential. However, I also I also feel like there is a possibility that it might just let the reader down a lot. I think it might just let the reader down, and I'm not looking forward to that. So yeah, that those are my thoughts. This was a very short video, But those are my thoughts on that. Another thing is that it just says it's supposed to be released for March 2023 is the expected publication, but again, that could change. Hopefully it doesn't. I will only read this again for mainly entertainment more than anything else. I would read this for entertainment, just to see where it goes, because let's be honest, it is entertaining. The raging is entertaining, and I enjoy the entertainment of it. So I do like it. However, also know that it just doesn't fully show much. So yeah. Anyway, I'm gonna let you guys go. Um, yeah, thanks for hanging out with me. Thanks for watching. Consider subscribing and turning on notifications, and also consider turning on notifications and all the very fun and exciting stuff there. Check the description for links and check the description for links, and consider subscribing to my blog, which will be linked there. And yeah, I share my writing, and I hope you guys like it. And until my next video, consume stories. Bye.